Hey freshman gang, it's Mr. Martineau here, Ms. Mangiarelli. Run the camera, live to you from the House of M. So we're going to start in our series of experiments that we have for the freshman physical science, and a lot of these experiments involve this set of equipment. So today I want to go over this set of equipment before we go into the first lab that we're going to do. So these are what we call the CPO tracks, right? Don't worry about what CPO means, but it says it right there. That's CPO. So what we have here is a set of tracks, and these are made out of wood. They've had some usage, but they're still in good shape. The track is attached to a stand here at a particular hole drilled into the stand, right? So this ramp is held onto this stand by this nut. We have tried to level the stand as much as possible, though we do the best we can with what we have. The key part about this setup is that it is indeed a ramp. One part of the ramp is horizontal, one part of the ramp is angled. Okay, and what we're going to do, or usually what happens in a lot of these labs, is that we send the orange cars through the ramp. And so the general idea of how this works is, I don't know if you did this, I don't know, maybe you did all your labs virtually last semester, but at some point in your career, in your school career, you did an experiment that involved a stopwatch. And the trouble with a stopwatch is, it's a stopwatch. You're running it. And stopwatches therefore have some error on it. Like you can't react quick enough to really get the speeds that you need. And so that's the benefit of this experimental setup. What it does is instead of using a stopwatch, it uses something called a photo gate. So if you take a look at the photo gate here, this looks like a literal gate that you would pass between. And you can't see it, and I can't see it, and the camera can't see it, but there is a slit right here and on the other side. And right now an infrared beam of light is passing through that slit like a laser. You can't see it because it's not in a wavelength that your eyes can see. And we have one photo gate here on the horizontal part, and we have one photo gate up here on the vertical part. The key idea is that we're going to send this car through those gates. Now the car is weird. Most cars that you drive don't have this little peggy thing on the top, unless you drive one of those really awesome pickup trucks where the exhaust is up through the top. We won't talk about that. Yeehaw! So this car right here has this tab on the top, and this tab, see the tab?
Yep.
The tab is designed so that when you send the car through the gates, the tab is the thing that trips the photo gate. So really what happens is, and let's take a look at the times down here for a moment. Okay, so this is our timer. Don't worry about that number right now. Okay, so, well, it didn't take 18 seconds, but really what's happening is, and let me come back to the car, is that when this car passes through that gate, the front of this tab turns the photo gate on, turns the timer on. The back of this tab turns the timer off. So when this car goes through that gate, it's timing how long it takes to go through that gate, or how long it takes this distance to go through that gate. And they made this car with a very specific distance. So this tab is the same for all the cars, and this tab is exactly 1 centimeter long, or 0.01 meters long. And they do that on purpose so you can make your calculations pretty easy. So what you can do is, you might have noticed this timer right here. This timer has 3 functions you're going to worry about. The timer can tell me the time it takes the car to go through this gate. The timer can also tell me the time it takes the car to go through this gate. And we can set it so that the timer will tell me the time it takes to go from this gate to that gate. So it'll turn on here and turn off there. And all of that is done right at this little white box. And so that's the general idea. And so when we're using this apparatus, when we're using this lab equipment, that's what we're measuring. And we're looking for different effects on the motion of the car based upon either the angle of the ramp, or how heavy the car is, or a bunch of different variables. So that's an introduction to the equipment. Again, keywords here: car, tab, ramp, stand, photo gates, timer. Those are the keywords we'll be using. So Our next video, we're going to actually run through and get some data for Lab 2B, which is Newton's second law. So until then, bye-bye.